This is the new Range Rover Sport, and it's engineered to own the road and your attention. It promises luxury, performance, and real-world practicality rolled into one package. But the question is it really that good? And is this the best SUV that money can buy in its class? Well, let's find out, because I'm going to tell you all about its features, practicality, take it on the road, and then tell you what it'll cost to own one of these. So without further ado, let's get started. Car Talks: Power, Precision, Performance. The D350 is powered by a 3-liter inline 6-cylinder turbo diesel engine with a mild hybrid, putting out 258 kilowatts and 700 newton meters of torque. Power is sent to all 4 wheels via an 8-speed automatic gearbox. It tips the scales at 2.3 tons, and the diesel HSE model starts from 2.5 million rands. But those are just numbers. They don't tell you what it feels like to drive. More on the driving dynamics later on. Moving on to 3 things I don't like about the car, and number 1 is the use of piano black in the interior. Now, this is a demo model with less than 5,000 kilometers, but as you can see, it has already started scratching. Number 2 is that you can't spec the roof lining in leather, as is the case for the big body Range Rover. Last but not least, the Range Rover Sport doesn't get a split folding tailgate, as is the case in the big body Range Rover. And what's nice about that is that you can use it as a seating area and enjoy some music and wine with your spouse overlooking the sunset. But I guess they had to distinguish the Range Rovers somehow. Otherwise, there'd be no benefit to buying the bigger version. It's not all doom and gloom though, because here are 3 things I really like. And at number 1, the looks are bang on the money. And in fact, I cannot think of another SUV that has more aura points than this for under 3 million rands. Number 2 is the Eiger Grey color with satin PPF, and it has a trick up its sleeve because underneath, the true color is metallic. However, the PPF is matte, so from afar, the vehicle looks matte until you get closer to it, and then the metallicness of the paint comes through the PPF. Last but not least, you get a fridge, which is a really nice touch for those long road trips. Moving on to practicality and features, you get a boot capacity of 647 liters, which is mighty impressive considering you get a full-size spare wheel. In the boot, you also get various controls that enable you to electronically lower the second row of seats, deploy the tow bar, and lower the car for ease of access into the boot because it has air suspension. By the way, brake towing capacity is 3.5 tons. Speaking of air suspension, the Range Rover Sport gets ground clearance of 218 millimeters in normal mode and up to 283 millimeters in off-road mode. Water wading depth is claimed at 900 millimeters. The vehicle measures over 2 meters in width, so that means that cabin space is generous indeed. I mean, look at the size of that center armrest in the rear, which also comes with 2 cup holders and storage space. You get the Meridian sound system as standard, which sounds really good because we had a party for 3 in the car. You also get these airplane-style storage pockets that look and feel expensive. In fact, everything feels expensive in the cabin, including the grab handles. You get 4-zone climate control with 2 USB-C ports and a 12-volt socket, which are very hard to reach. And now, because this shares the same platform as its bigger brother, it does mean that knee room is identical. Stepping into the front, you get electrically adjustable front seats, which are both heated and cooled. You get a massive 13.1-inch curved infotainment screen that comes with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And it basically controls everything else in the car, from climate control to all of the different drive modes. You get a wireless charger, which is neatly tucked away, and you have ample storage across the cabin. Other headline features include a panoramic sunroof as standard that tilts and slides open, as well as self-parking. And this is a full self-parking suite, by the way, so once you've found your parking spot, you don't need to change gears or assist the car to brake. It'll do everything for you. We are finally on the driving part of this test drive, so let's speak about driving dynamics, shall we? The adaptive air suspension and torque vectoring all-wheel drive system deliver a smooth and composed ride. It does lean a bit more in the corners when compared with the Porsche Cayenne and BMW X5, but it compensates for that in unmatched comfort and stability. At highway cruising speeds, the Range Rover Sport is whisper quiet with minimal diesel clatter making its way inside, so the cabin insulation is superb. And if that is still not enough, you can also add the 54,000 Rand optional comfort pack, which includes acoustic glass, making it dead quiet inside. It's now my wife's turn to drive, so let me sit back here and enjoy the sheer luxury. I see she has some leftover coffee as well, so thank you very much, I'll drink that. At least to me anyway, this cabin feels more refined than that of the BMW X5 or Porsche Cayenne. The seating position is commanding and you sit higher than its competitors, but not as high as the full Range Rover. Visibility is excellent, of course, and long journeys feel effortless. It'll do the 0 to 100 km/h sprint in a claimed 5.8 seconds, which is quicker than the BMW X5 30D, but not as quick as the Mercedes-Benz GLE 450D. Now, Porsche don't make the diesel Cayenne anymore, but this is quicker off the line than the base Cayenne. Fuel consumption is claimed at a frugal 7.3 liters to the 100 on the combined cycle, which means that this 80-liter fuel tank will do over 1,000 kilometers. And I think that's the appeal to this diesel engine because it's relatively quick off the line, it revs nearly as high as its petrol counterparts, and yet returns superb fuel consumption. The other trump card that this vehicle has over its competition is of course its off-road capability. With 281 millimeters of ground clearance in off-road mode and a wading depth of 900 millimeters, the Range Rover Sport is significantly more capable than the BMW X5, Porsche Cayenne, and Mercedes-Benz GLE, well, at least on paper. So, it's not just a pretty face. There's so much more about this vehicle that I wanted to show, but because it's a dealership review, there's only so much I could do with the 30 minutes I had with the car. Before we get to pricing and the cost of ownership, if you're enjoying these videos, then do well to leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe. It really does go a long way. The Range Rover Sport comes in a myriad of trim levels and engine choices, all the way from the P360 Dynamic SE, which kicks off at 2,167,000 rands, all the way to the SV, which costs over 3.8 million rands. The model under review today is the D350 Dynamic HSE, which I believe is the sweet spot and starts from 2.5 million rands. But this particular model is fitted with over 300,000 rands worth of optional extras, which raises the price to over 2.8 million rands. That Eiger Grey satin paint we spoke about earlier will set you back 192,800 rands. Those carbon inlays all around the cabin will set you back 19,600 rands. The comfort pack, which includes 4-zone climate control and acoustic glass, will set you back 54,000 rands. Fortunately, however, those massive 22-inch satin grey rims are a no-cost option. Now for our cost of ownership, we're gonna use the 2.5 million rands for the diesel HSE without the optional extras. And on finance, you would pay 51,346 rands a month over 6 years at the current prime interest rate of 10.5%. Insurance is risk profile dependent and the cheapest quote I got was 5,000 rands. A full tank of diesel will cost you 1,800 rands at the current inland price of diesel for this 80-liter fuel tank, which would then mean your total cost of ownership crosses the 58,000 rand mark. Honestly think it's better to buy this kind of car cash or at least put down a 50% deposit when you get your bonus as an exec in corporate, because I can't imagine paying nearly 60,000 rands a month for a car. If you want the most well-rounded luxury SUV, the Range Rover Sport makes a compelling case. It may not be as sporty as some of its German rivals, but when it comes to luxury, refinement, and all-round capability, the Range Rover Sport walks all over the competition. And if you're in the market for a new or used Land Rover product, then reach out to Thabo at Jaguar Land Rover Waterford. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.